Hey, this is JC and welcome to Small Brick City, where we want to help you build a Lego city regardless of the space you have. In a previous video, I showed how to build a massive mini Lego city even if you do not have a lot of space. In that particular video, I showed how to form 4 city blocks, each on a base plate of 32 by 32 studs, and I formed a mini city in the form of a grid or a square. So in that case, all 4 base plates were placed together to form a square. If you want to check out that video, follow the link in the card above or in the description below. In this video, I'll show an alternate city layout where you can place the entire city in a long row, because I understand not everyone might have the space to place a Lego city which is in a big square format. But you might have a long shelf or a long table that you can place against the wall, and you can lay out your city as one long row. And this is what I've done over here. I've taken the exact same base plates and I've placed them into one row. I did have to move things around, although the main builds within each base plate remain the same. I did change some things around, made some modifications, but essentially I've managed to fit all these 4 base plates in one single row to form a logical mini Lego city in the form of a long street. In fact, this isn't just one long street, because it's pretty easy if you have to just do one long street, but that can be quite boring. In this case, I've got a road for vehicles and I've got a pedestrian only road as well. And this is really the essence of the city that I showed previously when it was in a square formation. Let's have a closer look at this particular city and now highlight the changes that I've made. These are the 2 halved back buildings, and anytime you have these Lego sets which have no backs, you can place them against the wall just like this. They form the backdrop of this main road where there are vehicles. Because you don't have much space and the depth of your city is only 32 studs, you have to think of your city as a cross-section of a city. In this case, I'm seeing this as a road that turns here. So you have to imagine that the city goes beyond what you see on the base plate. I used 1 by something light grey tiles to create a curb. I should have used 2 by 2 dark grey tiles to form a sidewalk here, but I ran out of those tiles. But the purpose of the curb is to demarcate the road, so you can see it runs over here and makes a right turn in front of the city hall. So your mind will fill in the blanks and you can perceive that the road continues beyond this display. The buildings behind are the cinema and the town hall. I haven't done anything different from my previous display. There's a popcorn vendor, the box office, minifigs lining up for tickets, and in front of the town hall, we have the homeless guy with his shopping cart and 2 city officials. One thing I did change in terms of adding things to this base plate, because originally in my previous display, this entire road was clear. But for this particular display, I wanted to maximize as much space as possible. Because when you have a long layout, you are much more restricted and you need to be creative how you create the layout so that you have an interesting mini Lego city. So what I did was add sidewalk by tiling this area, putting in more curb, and I placed my pizza stand over there. So this creates quite an interesting small stall right at the mouth of this pedestrian only road and area. Next to it is the sandwich stall, and what I did differently here, because this display is on a shelf or on a table, it will be facing only one direction. So most people viewing it will be from the front. So I changed this sandwich sign from the side to come over here for 2 reasons. One, it was still here, it would be too close to the pizza stand, but in this case now it's front facing forward and everyone can see it. My coffee kiosk is the same as well. It is actually now facing the other direction. Previously, it was facing inside the road, which is technically a more logical placement. But again, for such a long display, and it's generally viewed from the front, so it makes sense to turn it over so that everyone can see it. And you can just assume that there's more sidewalk over here and minifigs can queue up here to buy coffee. So a lot of such a display is to think of it in terms of a cross-section of a Lego city, and you also have to think in terms of a minifig. Imagine you're a minifig in the city and you're walking around. How would it be even if you're out of the display? Here's a look at the other side of town, and this is the cluster of 6 houses or buildings which I showed in the previous video. You can check out that video to have a closer look at that build. Everything here is on a single base plate, as you can see, and this is a pedestrian only road. I haven't changed much about it. There's still the kebab stall in front of the payphone, the award-winning pie stand. I did move the pizza stand, which was over here, to the other side as you saw earlier, and I've put in an ice cream vendor. I also removed the curb because originally the main road was behind this block. But right now you have to assume that this city goes beyond the wall, so there's much more to see. Round this corner over here we have the ramen store, the noodle seller, and the hot dog stand, as well as the flower cart. And this pedestrian only road goes all the way and meets up with the front of the town hall over here, and back to the pizza stand, the sandwich shop, and the coffee kiosk. Well, there you have it, an alternate layout to set up a mini Lego city in one long row that can fit on a long shelf or a table. So you too can build your own Lego city even though you didn't think you had the space before. Is there any particular aspect about this mini Lego city that you like? Please let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.